thinking about that play too when the shot clock was winding down. Precious has that rejection on him. That was the kind of defensive possession we're talking about. That.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just guys rotating to different mismatches, and we just making sure everybody's accounted for and finishing the playoff. That was great.
When you have OG and Precious on the floor at the same time, just what does that allow y'all to do defensively that maybe you can't do?
I think the talking, the communication just goes up a lot. I think the activity that Precious brings as a defender that can play high up and switch on to many other guards and guard up, I think is really impressive. Obviously, OG guarding Embiid for the second half was huge for us. It just the way he's active, he was grabbing boards. It was just big for us.
What allows you guys to be able to have the energy at the end of these games, not just in this series, but throughout the year, to make plays down the stretch, to get extra rebounds, to do all this kind of stuff that you do that has allowed you to pull out a couple games in this series and obviously a bunch throughout the season?
I think it starts with our summer preparation. I mean, we're all talking throughout the summer, making sure everybody's staying right, getting ready for the season. I think in coming into training camp, we knew that we were falling short on just a couple things, and we didn't want that to happen again.
So OG is like a soft-spoken dude that doesn't show. At least with us, he doesn't show a lot of emotion. But after he hit that, I don't know if it was a dunk.
He was hyped, right? I need more of that, but I mean, it shows you what type of atmosphere this is, and how much this means to him and all of us. I think you just had to let one out.
Knicks fans have traveled most of the year, but this crowd seemed to be almost 50-50. I mean, what does that do for you on the road? And
it makes us feel almost at home. I think there's no place like the Garden, obviously, but just the fact that Knicks fans are traveling and showing so much support for us, it just gives us confidence, and we couldn't be more appreciative of it.
I think that just shows our versatility. Myself and OG, that's something that we've been doing going back 3 seasons, where especially if it's a pick and roll like that, where 2 guys who could just switch it out, playing out the defense, and that just goes to show our versatility on the defensive end. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. We know how to play off each other so well on that end. We make reads off each other so well. That's kind of what played into today's game.
Miles talked about just the communication when you and OG are out there. Is that part of it? Are you guys loud and talking?
Yeah, we do. We talk a lot, especially when it involves our other teammates. And myself and OG as well, we communicate a lot. But, it's just a feel thing. Just that comes from playing together for a long time. And we just understand. I don't really know how to. It's a feel thing pretty much. When it's me and OG, involved in defensive action, we're just we understand what he wants to do. We read off each other, and we just play off each other that way.
You stayed ready and contributed the whole second half. After the trade, as you don't play in this first 2 games, right, and then you get in, make a contribution in game 3, and then to do this again today. Just how big is that for you?
I mean, that's part of being a professional. I pride myself in becoming, being a professional. Coming in, doing what I gotta do, and just when the opportunity comes around, take advantage of it. And just play to the best of my abilities. For me, that's really what it comes down to. Just continue being professional. Things happen in this league, ups and downs and whatnot. I understand the things that I could contribute, to the team. I think I've done that at a really high level in the past, and I understand what the level I'm capable of playing at. So it's just continuing to be, ready and staying professional.
Embiid's obviously a handful to deal with. Just how do you prepare yourself for a matchup against him, knowing that you're going to get in the game when Mitch gets ruled out?
I mean, he's someone that I've guarded a lot. I think we played against 2 years ago in the playoffs. When I was with Toronto Raptors, and I was the primary defender on him. Pretty much me and OG as well. So I've spent a lot of time guarding him over the years, so it's just understanding the things that he likes to do, and that also comes with being a smart defender as well. You watch players, their tendencies, things they like to do, and you try to counter that.
There was a play where Kyle.
He's like a soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
You got amped up after you had that putback over Embiid. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Do you see that a lot from him? I mean, you know him better than most.
Yeah, he's a very quiet guy, keeps himself a lot, but if you get him to talk, he's very talkative.
There was a play where Lowry had an open three, but OG closed out, and then you blocked Joel Embiid. I know that's not a switch, but is that kind of what you were talking about before when you were talking about just
so I was reading OG, it looked like OG was originally on Joel, and then Kyle had to buy top of the key. I remember exactly that play, and I'm reading OG to see if he was going to go for the rotate to Kyle. And Kyle jumped in the air to shoot the ball, and I was reading the ball, obviously, and then he jumped and passed it to Embiid, so it was just a automatic read and react type of game, really. That's just how me and OG play off of each other. We kind of like just feel what the next guy wants to do or is doing, and we kind of go off of that.
Tibbs said that OG asked for the assignment to guard him. You've seen it before. You're not surprised he was able to?
No, I'm not surprised at all. He might be pound for pound the best defender in the NBA. And he was able to show that tonight. Versatility, strength, challenging shots at the basket, being able to guard somebody like Embiid, that has put a lot of weight on him, but he's able to hold his own and take the challenge.
You're obviously from New York. What did you think about the fans? They showed
It was
up?
crazy. Definitely the craziest fan base that I've ever been a part of. But it definitely brings a lot of energy, especially with fans being able to travel and have such a huge representation. I think that's really, really huge for us, and we're able to feed off of that energy.
Versus
All right, guys.
that play,
Last one.
that play where you block Embiid on the three, like even what happens before that, right? Is like OG closes out on Lowry, and you guys are in scramble mode. You're just rushing to close out. I'm sure you've had a lot of those moments with OG.
Yes.
Can you feel how cohesive that is defensively in the moment, or are you just so single-minded on trying to get at your shooting?
No, it's very, it's a read and react type of game, like you say. We were scrambling, and I saw OG go to the top of the key to contest Kyle's shot, and automatically my next reaction is to either go for the rebound if he shoots the ball, or if he passes it to the wing to Joel, then I got to take the next closeout.
Yeah, it was huge. Playoff games, tough games like this, everyone has to show up in different ways, and in many different ways, I'd say. So, we needed everyone's effort today, and fortunately we were able to get a win. Now we got to go focus on game 5.
For you guys with Jalen to carry the offense like he did today, 47 like franchise record for the first season. Just how much he carried you guys on that end.
Yeah, we needed it. His starting small forward, power forward, whatever the hell I am, he ain't make a shot. I was like Shaq at the free throw line. So we needed it. But no, he played great offensively, aggressive. And that's what we need. So now, we got to continue to build off that game 5 and, keep moving forward.
Josh, you talked about yourself not making shots, but to have a game where you have 0 field goals and to make the impact that you did, 17 rebounds, 5 offensive.
Yeah, I had to do something. Had 5 turnovers. Like I said, didn't make a shot. Didn't hit any free throws. Missed 2 late free throws that were big. So offensively, it wasn't there today. But when you have that, you have to try to figure out ways to still make an impact in the game. And for me, that was rebounding and pushing. Offensive rebound, trying to get extra possessions. Looked athletic on a couple of blocks, so that was nice. But yeah, when you're not making shots, you got to find other ways to impact the game, impact winning.
Josh, what worked against Joel defensively in the 4th from your vantage point?
OG and Precious, they were tremendous on him. I know we fired a couple times. We got the ball out of his hands, but you got to give those guys, a certain amount of credit. I don't think you give them enough credit, honestly. They played tough. OG was like, I want that matchup, and he did a good job on him. And then when we switched and Precious got on him, he did a great job. So, that's something that we just got to, like I said, continue to build on. But you got to give them 2 guys a lot of credit.
All season, Josh, all season long, this team has had the next man up mentality. What can you say about the fight of this team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's it's encouraging because it's not new to us. It's something that we've had to do. With you going down, OG going down for a good amount of time, GB go down, Mitch, it's something that we're not used to. So obviously Mitch wasn't able to get out there today. Bo got hurt a couple minutes into his time. So we just got to continue that mentality of next man up and continue to push forward.
At this point, what are you seeing with Jalen in the first 2 games? He was struggling from the field. He's clearly found a rhythm. Is there anything different that you can put your finger on?
No, I think he was just trying, for himself. I think he was just, I don't want to say forcing it. I think he was just, I don't know. He wasn't himself. I think he missed some shots he normally makes, and he was like, I got to get going. I got to do those kind of things. And fortunately for us, we were able to get those 2 wins when he wasn't. So now to have him, feeling good, having 2 big games. He passed the ball. Walking at 10 plus assists yesterday. He probably did today if he did it. He made some shots. We would have. He probably should have like 15 assists today. So that's the engine. That's our engine, and we got to keep finding him ways to get clean looks, making sure we're screening and doing those things.
Josh, one win away from closing this series out at the Garden. What's it going to take?
Everything. And we got to be locked in defensively first and foremost. Obviously, Maxi's. That's a problem in its own, and then Joel. So we got to focus on that, and then play our game, offensively.
Jalen made one play when he had him beat on him, and he hit him in the sort of left to right floater thing, feet out. What is that do for you to know that when you're in a jam, you could pull out something like that?
It's huge for us. That's something that we need. Sometimes we don't always play the fastest, so and we get down in those late clock situations. So we need him to be able to create for not just himself, but for other people, and he's able to use the angles that he gets to his advantage.
Talk about what happened in Game 3. Do you like the way you guys responded? Smart and physical?
Yeah, I thought we were physical. I thought we, I think we protected ourselves, but we were physical. We matched that physicality, and I think we got out-rebounded the last game. I think we out-rebounded today. So, I think we didn't allow ourselves to get pushed around, and we were physical.